Welcome back. Earlier this week, I spoke with Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang. From the impact of AI on our future to what advice he has for young people in the global AI race. And of course, why he always wears his iconic leather jacket. Here is our exclusive conversation. Let's talk about AI for a moment, because the predictions on our future under AI are all over the map. Dystopian, utopian. What is our future? If anyone knows, it has to be you, Jensen Huang. What is our future under AI?
It is going to be largely optimistic, largely wonderful. There are some use cases that we have to be extremely careful about. As in all great technology, if you look at the progress of technology over the years, electricity, the internet, computers, the automobile, I think we can all accept that in each one of those cases, there are situations and cases where we have to be very careful about. So as the creators of this technology, the industry has to be mindful, thoughtful, rigorous about building and advancing this technology properly. This is the first technology in my generation where we invented a new computer technology where it's easier to access than not. For example, the computer until now has been programmable for about 30 million people in the world. About 30 million of us know how to program it and apply it to some useful career. Now everybody in the world can program an AI. You just go up to it and just say, I'd like to, ask you to do something. If you're not sure how to use AI, you tell the AI, I don't know how to use AI. Tell me how to use AI. How do I write a program? How do I book a trip? How do I do a research? And so we've closed the technology divide tremendously. And that's something that's really important to recognize.
All those other innovations you discussed throughout the Industrial Revolution and even the technological and information revolution have been replacing largely human muscle. What we're talking about with AI is replacing human brain power, cognition. So in that world, what is human value in a world under AI?
Well, let's use one example. I grew up in a generation where we didn't have calculators. I don't remember the last time I did long division. We don't have to do algebra anymore. We don't do surface integrals. We don't do calculus. All of those things are now done by computers. Somehow, everything that I grew up learning is now replaced by computers, and I still find myself insanely busy and working as hard as ever. The purpose of jobs have not fundamentally changed. The purpose of a doctor has not changed. It's to help diagnose disease, bring wellness. The tools they use to do that job will be different.
So I think what you're describing is creative destruction. At the advent of the car, we could not have imagined what the next job would be for the buggy whip maker. He would have looked at a bleak future. He perhaps found some other job, a new job that we couldn't yet envision. You, if anyone, can envision what the next 5, 10, 15 years looks like. So what skills will be valuable to humans?
Well, one of the things that in the next 10 or 15 years, we're going to be building a lot of infrastructure. The first thing that's happened is because of AI, the number of new chip plants and computer plants and data center plants that are being created around the country has just grown tremendously. Electricians, construction, welders, technicians, networking engineers, all of these jobs are now in huge demand. We've created about 500,000 of them. We're probably going to create a lot more. The reindustrialization of the United States is going to change the shape of culture. We're going to have a lot more construction workers, a lot more builders and makers, which is fantastic.
So you don't buy into dystopian predictions about the destruction of human productivity?
I think jobs are going to change. Some jobs will not be necessary. A whole bunch of new jobs will be created. It is the case that productivity creates more jobs. Because of, just go back and look at history, 150 years of documented history of the Industrial Revolution. As productivity enhanced, as productivity gained, as we could create a new technology that made it impossible for us not to do the things that we did yesterday, it created a whole bunch of new things. Somebody was mentioning the other day that technology made it so that you didn't have to do laundry. You didn't have to, the laundry mats,
yes,
where you just take close to. I don't remember that, but and so that job was replaced by washing machines. It completely was replaced by washing machines, but a whole new industry of consumer appliances was created.
What do most people get wrong about where we're headed?
Let's see. First of all, they get wrong that the technology is hard to use. They get wrong that is technology that somehow is going to affect them instead of technology that they should use themselves, to elevate themselves. I think that the stories that have been told about AI, especially the jobs that it's going to replace, for example, radiology, for example, nursing, so many different types of examples are proven completely opposite. The fact that AI was going to eliminate software engineers' jobs by now, that apparently nobody should go into software engineering because your jobs are going to be unnecessary, all of that is completely wrong. Just imagine, here's a thought experiment. The question is for just your child, who's a freshman in college, what advice do you give them about AI? To avoid it and ignore it, to run away from it, or to engage it? And so, of course, you would advise that they would engage it. Now, why is that? Because you love that. You love your children and you want them to succeed and you want them to use technology to elevate their capabilities, to amplify their capabilities.
Why is it so important for the United States to win the so-called AI race?
I don't know that winning AI is a thing, because AI is going to last a long time and there's no end, it's a competition with no end. It's like a marathon, just runs forever. And so I don't know exactly what that means to win. However, we should absolutely lead. I think we should lead in every single aspect of it. AI has a 5-layer cake. There's energy at the bottom. Then there are chips, infrastructure, which is cloud services, data centers. Then there's the AI model itself, and then the applications on top. It's a 5-layer cake. Most people only think about the AI models, but remember, AI as an industry is that entire 5 layers. We need to make sure that we lead in energy. Without energy, our country can't grow. Without energy, our economy can't grow. If the economy doesn't grow, national security is in peril, domestic security is in peril, everything's in peril. The country has to grow. We need to have energy to grow.
You told me a moment ago you're up in a town of 600 in Kentucky.
Yeah.
You have a unique personal story. You're Taiwanese, do business with and connected to, in some ways, China, and you're an American. What does that perspective give you in this necessity, as you describe it, to lead the AI race?
Well, number one, this is new technology. It's an important technology, national security foremost. Number two, with every technology transition, the United States should try to lead and in any area where we can lead and where we are leading, continue to lead. Technology leadership is important to industry, it's important to economy, and it's also important to national security. We could do both of those things, compete, protect our national security, enhance our economy, export as much as possible, bring back revenues, invest in reindustrialization of the United States, invest in tax dollars, produce tax dollars, support our national security. All of that is one big flywheel, and it can happen at the same time.
Before we go, I got to ask. Everybody wants me to ask, why the black leather jacket?
Because it's the same color every day. It's always black. And something.
Is this a Steve Jobs thing? Fewer choices, willpower, the fewer choices you have to make in a day, the less diminished capacity. Like, what you're going to wake up with every day?
I guess so. Every pair of pants in my closet's the same. Every shirt's the same. Every jacket's the same. And so it's one less choice. Lori bought it for me, and it fits well.
It looks good.
It's
not a fashion criticism.
No.
It's a curiosity about the consistency.
Yeah. And then because it's black, you don't have to decide whether it matches.
So you can save your willpower for the bigger decisions in your day?
Because this is
the ones you don't use AI
These
for.
are decisions I don't know how to make.
All right. Thanks, Jensen.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.